Texas. Congressman Mike McCaul, chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, with me now in studio. And sir, good morning to you. They said a lot an hour ago with the police commissioner, the governor, and the mayor. Go ahead and just evaluate this based on what they have said.
I mean, it looks like a low-tech, small-scale operation. Potential suicide bomber, unsuccessful in terms of blowing himself up, but he did injure some other people. And a subway system, which is a very soft target in New York. We've been very worried about subways and soft targets. We have canines, but you can't stop all of this. But it looks like at this point, a lone wolf inspired attack. What I worry about is ISIS sent a message 2 weeks ago saying that we will see you in New York for Christmas soon. And so we know that they're targeting attacks around the Christmas season, not only here in New York, the #1 target, but also in Europe.
I think we have a picture of the image that became public 2 weeks ago, and it's crudely drawn, but this is it. You know, it's looking south in Times Square, and Santa Claus is off to the right, and some sort of explosive message is contained therein.
Correct. And this is, you know, the direction they've taken. We have defeated the caliphate, defeated ISIS in Iraq and Syria. Now the foreign fighters are coming back to Europe and the United States. And this radicalization over the internet continues to be the power they can exert to radicalize and pull off small-scale operations like this. We need to take this jihadist material down and off the internet. I've been talking to a lot of the high-tech companies to do just that, because that is their power today.
What have they said about that approach?
Well, the
What have
Google,
they said about
Facebook,
how they can police it, how many people they will hire to do it. Google,
Facebook, Twitter. This is what they use. And so 5 years ago, very reluctant. I think they know they have a moral responsibility to stop this jihadist material. Sermons of al-Awlaki on every one of these devices that I come across. And we've made great progress now where they are starting to take down this information off the internet. But they're very savvy. They'll switch from one Twitter handle to the next. And the latest message is like the Berlin plot in Germany at the Christmas market is to attack Christmas markets in Europe and the United States.
They said last hour he had no known connection to ISIS. But if you're operating below the radar, and if you indeed are inspired online, that's the world in which you're living, and that's what you're referring to with technology.
I see that as a distinction without a difference. I mean, I think the lines are blurred now. This is certainly ISIS-inspired. They radicalize recruits and train people in the United States over the internet. So I think this is the new age of terror that you're going to see more and more of. And a lot of it's more low-tech, you know, like we saw the vehicle on Halloween. We see knives. We see small IEDs. I still worry about the crown jewel, and that's the computer laptop device, explosive device that we know they can probably get on airplanes right now. I think that could be the spectacular event that they could accomplish.
That is your biggest concern?
That could be the largest and most spectacular terror event that we could see.
Wow. There are you've been in New York how many days on this trip? A couple days?
Yes.
You go back to Washington this afternoon.
Tonight, yeah.
3,000 police officers in the transit system every day. I'm just curious, like, what is your observation when you come to New York, especially this time of year, and the men and women in blue?
They're the finest. The NYPD is the best police force in the country. They stand up where the federal government didn't help them. They have agents overseas, intelligence operators overseas helping. So I think NYPD are the finest. Should be proud to have them. They are in the subway systems, as are the canines. But like with this case, you can't stop everything.
My point is they're visible.
Very visible.
In a way that probably, arguably, was not the case a year ago, the year before that. We consistently ramp up our security measures. You try to get over that Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, I mean, just pack a lunch, because sometimes it can take a long time to move your way through.
Was there yesterday, and I think that's good though. I think people feel safer when they have that presence out there. They know what the soft targets are. They are present where the soft targets are. You saw the barricades going up after the Halloween vehicle attack. You have concrete barriers now blocking major, thoroughfares where they could mow over people, and that's one of their latest tactics as well. I do believe they're getting a little more desperate, but it's still a threat.
And that's because the land is now gone in Syria, and it's now largely gone in Iraq. That's why you get desperate.
And they are moving. and they are moving.
Mike McCaul, thank you, sir. It's great to have you in studio today, and thank you, and I hope you come back to New York City.
Thanks, Bill.
All right, you
Merry
bet.
Christmas to you.